Hi, I'm Erica from FarmSteady.
And I'm Wen-Jay from Local Roots NYC.
And today we're making lacto-fermented radishes with super cool, super local radishes.
So these beautiful radishes right here are from Old Barn Organics in Pennsylvania. And these purple daikon radishes are from MX Morningstar in upstate New York.
Ah, these are definitely not a radish that you see in stores every day. Tell me more about it.
Okay, so these are actually like a little magical surprise in the inside. They are this purple kind of psychedelic inside, and they're really sweet and peppery. Our farmers actually seed these later in the season, about fall time, which makes the vegetable a little sweeter.
Ooh.
Food nerd.
Yeah. And that's actually when you're fermenting things, the most important part is that the vegetables that you're using are packed with flavor. Because if it's something that doesn't taste like much, that's really more watery and just like a little bit of crunch, great for a salad. When it turns into a pickle, it's not going to taste like anything. So you're not going to really get like that real pickle impact that you love. So
Very cool.
We're really excited to have these super flavorful vegetables.
Nice.
So I know what Local Roots is, but please explain to everyone else that might live in New York City and not know about you yet, or might live somewhere else.
So we connect New Yorkers with really fresh produce from farms within 2 hours of New York City. It's essentially a customized farmer's market brought right to you.
Yeah, I think that most New Yorkers don't even realize that there are farms 2 hours within the city.
We actually work with farms even as close as in Brooklyn. So on average, if you go to the grocery store, produce is from about 1,500 miles away. That's about 144 hours of a commute to get to you. As the food is traveling, it's losing flavor. So if we're talking about having super flavorful produce to make pickles with, to have a better end product, you're gonna want fresher produce because it tastes better. So how do we do this?
Yeah, so we're going to chop everything up. I also cut up some red onions, jalapeno, and cilantro.
I really like that we're color coordinating here.
Yeah, purples and reds.
Yeah.
And the green tops. So pretty much everything here we're gonna use except for the radish tops.
Okay, I will say, save these radish tops because they make an excellent salad or pesto.
You can use the radishes and then you can use the tops. It's like a 2-for-1 ingredient.
I always say veggie BOGO right there.
Oh.
Two. Look, if you're buying one, you're getting two. Why not use it?
Love it.
So I'm super excited to learn this whole process. What do we do with all these beautiful ingredients?
Yeah, so we're going to pack everything into our fermentation jar, pour a saltwater brine over it, and then it's going to ferment just at room temperature for 3 to 5 days. So a lot of these things are pre-cut.
Okay.
I knew you were coming over. So I'm gonna put a little layer of onions at the bottom, some jalapenos, a good chunk of cilantro.
I like that you can just shove it in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Seems like a lot more fun.
And then let's get chopping these radishes.
Okay.
So we want to just slice them pretty thinly so that we can just scoop them out, put them on whatever we're going to use.
Okay.
And then we'll kind of quarter these and cut them so that they're not too much bigger than the French breakfast radish?
Yes, French breakfast.
So fancy, I guess. And move some of this out of the way.
Okay.
And yeah, just start slicing them up. Look at that. Just going to cut them into little medallions, and you can just throw them straight in here.
Okay.
Ooh. So this is
I told you, the inside's like a little psychedelic, it's like a magic eye.
oh, this is the coolest radish I've ever seen. And what is the name of this again?
It's a purple daikon radish, and I have to say it's very radishing, and it's very rad. And
What other?
I'll think of some other puns for that. I'm a lot better at egg puns. I know it takes a lot of work to grow things without pesticides, so shout out to our farmers.
About halfway up, I'm gonna add another layer of cilantro.
And why do you do that halfway up? What does that do to the flavor?
It means it gets everywhere, but it's also kind of like a nice little divider, especially when you're using really small pieces of produce. With fermentation, the key is kind of keeping everything underneath the brine so that nothing gets exposed to air where mold can develop. And so we weigh it down, but I also kind of use the vegetables to help weigh themselves down.
Oh my god, it's so brilliant. Never heard of that. I have a question though. How do you know how far you go up?
Well, you can like kind of push down. This, we've done a really good job packing this in, so I think you can actually save this one. And here's my favorite part of our fermentation kit. It's a fermentation weight that I designed that has a hole in the middle, so it's super easy to get in, but also super easy to get out. Because at the end of fermentation, you need to take this out and then get to eat everything.
Okay, perfect.
So we can pour this over, and we're going to make a brine. So we're just going to use a quart of water and a tablespoon and a half of salt. Excellent. And then whisk until it's dissolved. So yeah, pour over the brine.
All right. Ooh. And how far do I pour up?
You want the vegetables to be completely submerged, so
Good?
that is perfect.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So everything's locked in there, not gonna float out. And then we just cover with our lid
What is this
and
thing?
airlock. So this it's called an airlock, and it lets gases out, so CO2 out, but nothing else in.
Cool.
So it means that you don't have to burp jars. If you've ever heard in fermenting that you have to go check and burp your jars.
Yeah.
I think that's gross and unnecessary, and because I came from alcohol fermentation where airlocks are super common, it was just like a natural thing to
Oh my
incorporate
god,
when
this is brilliant.
with our vegetables. Oh yeah, so how pretty is this?
Nice.
And it just sits on your counter for 3 to 5 days, and then you can transfer it into jars, move it into the fridge, and get started fermenting something else.
Cool.
Thanks so much for tuning in, and if you want to see even more fermentation videos, please like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you want to see next. And again, thank you to Wen-Jay for joining us in the kitchen today.
Thank you again, and eat your local veggies.